This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we have an update here for the Obi Wan Kenobi show, as Hayden Christensen reacts and kind of explains about his return here for the Obi Wan Kenobi show, and what it's really overall like to be back in the Star Wars universe, the Star Wars franchise, and what it was like to put on the Vader suit once again. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right on into it. I'm gonna be reading the article from Entertainment Weekly, as this is exclusively coming from Entertainment Weekly, like much of the Obi Wan content that we already have had so far. I'll have that full article linked down in the description down below. The article reads, while fans have been losing their collective geek minds over the return of Ewan McGregor in the upcoming Disney Plus series Obi Wan Kenobi, to quote Yoda himself, there is another. He's back, and not just back, but back in black. Hayden Christensen is also returning to the Star Wars franchise and arguably the most iconic character in the history of pop culture, donning the armor once again to play Darth Vader. It's been a whopping 17 years since Revenge of the Sith and since Christensen last went underneath the mask, and the deal has finally sealed when Kenobi director Deborah Chow visited Christensen's farm up in Canada to tell the actor what they had planned for Vader's big return, as they discussed bringing the character back to life. In quotes coming from Deborah Chow, the director of Obi Wan Kenobi, it was really nice because we sort of met up in Canada. And obviously, with people like Ian and Hayden, they've been these characters for so long, and they obviously did them in the prequels, and they've lived this character in their lives for so long that they just know the character so well, which makes it helpful in terms of the creative. Ending quote right there from Deborah Chow, the director of the Obi Wan Kenobi show, as well as the writer. So we kind of already talked a little bit about Deborah Chow and what she really had to say overall about the Obi Wan Kenobi series in a separate video here on the channel. So we kind of already know what she's kind of thinking here about what it's like to be working with these two guys. Once again, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are honestly such legendary figures in the Star Wars franchise. Not only that, but also the fact that they've known these characters for the last 17 plus years. They've known these characters. I mean, it was a huge part of their lives and their acting career, so they really know, I guess, in a sense of how to actually portray and play these characters. So it's really cool to see how Deborah Chow has actually reached out in a creative term and kind of actually listened to what these actors had to say on a creative term and how to portray and play these characters, especially during this time period of taking place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, taking place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. The article continues. So what was it like to put the infamous outfit back on? Well, without getting into too much detail, it was amazing, Christensen tells Entertainment Weekly. It's a great honor to put this suit back on, says Hayden Christensen. And the article continues to go on to say, while it had been close to 2 decades since he last played the Fallen Jedi, Christensen also says his previous familiarity with the character from Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith made his return both thrilling and comfortable. In quotes, it was mostly a lot of excitement because I had spent enough time with this character and felt like I knew him, and coming back to it felt very natural in a lot of ways, Christensen says, and I was just excited to get to come in and play Darth Vader at this point in the timeline, because it did feel like a natural continuation of your journey with this character, and that was a very meaningful thing for me, says Hayden Christensen on the overall return of Darth Vader here for the Ewan McGregor-led series Obi Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus. Honestly, the fact that they're not just bringing back these characters because I guess they know that fans love them and now at this point in time, and they really have come to love the prequels and open up about the prequels, but honestly, in a sense of storytelling as well, more or less is what it's really for, and that they're giving a reason to actually bring back these characters makes it all the much more better, all the much more meaningful, and all much more worth it. Of course, Hayden Christensen recognizes that 17-year breaks aren't exactly the norm when it comes to playing the same character. In quotes, the whole experience was very surreal, just the natural of coming back after all this time. It's such a unique opportunity, one that both Ian and I were very grateful for, says Hayden Christensen. Something else Christensen cherished about coming back to play Darth Vader for the Obi Wan Kenobi series was returning to the franchise with such a passion surrounding it, passion amongst the cast and crew and fan base. In quotes, one of the things I love so much about working on Star Wars projects is just that shared excitement, he says, that everyone's real excited to be there, and you feel that energy, and that's a very, very, really special thing, says Hayden Christensen. And there's one thing Christensen knows too well from his previous stint in a galaxy far, far away is to never ever spill secrets. In quotes, I don't know what I can share in terms of behind the scenes type of stuff because I don't think they want me to saying too much, he says, smiling. But I can tell you, the first time that I saw Ian as Obi-Wan again, that was a very special moment for me, and that one I'll always remember for a long, long time. Coming in quotes here from Hayden Christensen, of course, and wow. Well, of course, there have been a few plot details and potential spoilers, potential plot details, that type of stuff that we have, of course, been talking about here on the channel. And as something I had also mentioned with amongst those different plot details and potential plot details, don't worry, I'm not going to be mentioning any of those in this video, so you don't have to click off if you're being trying to avoid those. But for me, it was a huge thing that I was kind of iffy on. I was trying to avoid it, and I didn't really want to know too much going into the Obi Wan Kenobi show. And to kind of see that those are potential rumors and leaks, they're kind of not very trustworthy. So we can kind of still hope and keep our fingers crossed to kind of go into this kind of blindly with not really knowing and what to really expect all that much coming from the characters themselves. Something else that I had mentioned earlier on in the video is just the whole idea of the idea that passion is kind of feeling this, and the idea of passion is surrounding this in such a positive energy that everybody is excited to actually be there. In the kind of words of Hayden Christensen, is something else that I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, is such a special, amazing, awesome thing here for the Obi Wan Kenobi show. They're not just kind of bringing back these characters just to kind of milk them for more cash type of thing. They're actually bringing back these characters for an interesting storytelling type of journey here. Also, no hate to Marvel. If you guys are into Marvel, I'll have my Marvel channel linked down in the description down below as always. But the idea that he's able to kind of keep secrets, to not spill too much, is also something that we should honestly be very grateful for as Star Wars fans compared to those Marvel actors and cast and crew members out there in the Marvel universe, because they have spoiled quite a bit of different things over there in the Marvel franchise, which is something, of course, it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, come on, you're kind of ruining it type of thing. So to see that these actors, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, are able to seal their lips and at the same time create enough suspense and hype here, and I mean, just excited energy to actually, you know, get excited for the Obi Wan Kenobi show is also something else that is honestly very cherished and very special as well here in the Star Wars community. Something else that I just don't really feel like that I've mentioned too much here on the channel all that much is the whole idea of Hayden Christensen being open enough to come back here to the Star Wars franchise. I mean, you guys think back to 2005, 2002 with Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, the Star Wars fan base just wasn't at where it is today exactly. There is a lot of hate going around to Christensen and his acting, and from there, he of course did a couple other shows and films like that, and then he eventually kind of just dropped his acting career. So to see that he's willing to come back and try it again and see the openness now that the Star Wars community has nowadays is also a very, very special thing. Honestly, something that we just don't deserve as Star Wars fans because of the way that he was treated way back then when those films were coming out. So hey, if you're hating on Hayden Christensen, I have a list, okay? Aside from all that, I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think here about Hayden Christensen and his return here for Darth Vader to the Obi Wan Kenobi limited time series, of course, premiering now on May 27th instead of May 25th with a 2-episode premiere. What are some things that you're hoping to see here from the overall characters in the Obi Wan Kenobi show? Some potential plot things that you would also like to see happen and unfold in the Obi Wan Kenobi show. I'd absolutely love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Drop a like in the video if you enjoy it, as it really helps with the channel, and check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more Star Wars content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day or night. Peace out.